Since the dawn of creation, every civilization has whispered the same immutable truth: to receive, one must give. This is not philosophy, nor is it metaphor. It is the very architecture of existence. You cannot inhale without first exhaling. You cannot harvest without planting. You cannot ascend without sacrifice. But sacrifice has been cloaked in misunderstanding, draped in shadows of fear and superstition. It is not loss nor punishment. True sacrifice is an alchemical exchange, an offering of the lesser to attain the greater. A caterpillar must surrender its form to become a butterfly. Your current self cannot coexist with your desired self. One must die for the other to be born. Romans 12:1 declares, "Present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship." This is not a command for suffering or physical harm. It is an invitation to surrender your habits, your limitations, and your outdated beliefs on the altar of transformation. But let me be clear. This is not about hollow affirmations or performative rituals. The universe cannot be deceived. You can adorn yourself in sacred symbols, chant mantras beneath moonlight, and meditate on mountaintops, but if your frequency remains unchanged, reality will not shift. The universe responds not to your words, but to your state of being. Rituals, symbols, and spiritual practices are powerful tools, but they are not solutions on their own. They serve as anchors for the mind and heart, amplifying intention and focus. However, intention is the key. Without it, rituals are hollow, empty gestures performed in vain. Spiritual performance without internal alignment is like planting seeds in barren soil, effort without the foundation for growth. There is also a shadow side to spirituality that few acknowledge: spiritual bypassing. This occurs when rituals and affirmations are used as a shield to avoid confronting deep emotional wounds or uncomfortable truths. It's easy to fall into the illusion that wearing sacred symbols or performing repetitive affirmations alone will change your reality. But these are only external tools. Alignment happens internally. Every day, you are in dialogue with the universe. Your beliefs, thoughts, emotions, attention, and identity form the language of this dialogue. These are your currencies, and they dictate the returns you receive. Proverbs 23:7 reminds us, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." But thought alone is weak. Emotion is the fire that forges thought into reality. The heart, ancient mystics understood, is not merely an organ but a gateway. It generates an electromagnetic field 60 times stronger than the brain. In Kemetic traditions, the heart was weighed against a feather to judge purity. Proverbs 4:23 commands us, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Guarding your heart does not mean silencing it. It means mastering it. Emotional resilience is the warrior's armor on this path. James Allen said, "The individual who cannot command themselves under the severest of stress is not fit to govern reality." Storms will come, but they are powerless against an unshakable inner world. The Yellow Emperor's inner canon teaches that the heart is the residence of the mind and spirit. If the heart is clear, the spirit will be calm. If the heart is disturbed, the spirit will scatter. This emphasizes the need for inner stillness, not just as a meditative practice, but as an essential requirement for spiritual mastery. From both ancient Kemetic wisdom and Chinese philosophy, we learn that the heart is not simply an organ. It is the seat of consciousness, the bridge to the divine, and the architect of our reality. Guard it not just physically, but energetically. Feed it with joy, guard it with boundaries, and still it with intentional focus. This additional layer of wisdom deepens the truth. Your heart is not only a gateway to emotional and spiritual resilience, it is the throne upon which your spirit sits. Neglect it, and chaos reigns. Master it, and you step into sovereignty over your life and reality. This sacred role of the heart emphasizes an undeniable truth. The state of your heart determines the state of your reality. A calm, focused, and intentional heart radiates clarity and peace into the world, influencing everything it touches. Conversely, a scattered or wounded heart reflects chaos, confusion, and disharmony outward. In the end, the heart is not just a physical organ, nor merely a metaphor for love and passion. It is the axis around which your spiritual reality spins. It is both a gateway and a throne, a compass and a fire, a mirror and a sun. Master it, and you will not only master yourself, you will master the art of creation itself. The process of transformation mirrors the ancient symbol of the alchemical phoenix, a mythical bird that must first burn in its own fire before it can rise anew from the ashes. This sacred fire represents the trials, sacrifices, and moments of surrender required to reach a higher state of being. It is a painful yet necessary purification, where all that is impure or misaligned is burned away, leaving only the essence of who you truly are. What many overlook is the compound effect of sacrifice. Transformation doesn't arrive in one grand gesture, but in a series of seemingly small, consistent choices made every single day. Every thought you redirect, every emotional reaction you master, and every belief you refine builds upon the last. Like drops of water carving through stone, these choices accumulate, shaping your reality over time. The mundane and the profound are equally sacred in this process. But consistency demands something deeper, a reason, a purpose, a why strong enough to anchor you through moments of doubt, fatigue, and uncertainty. Without a clear why, the weight of consistent effort feels unbearable, and the process becomes fragile, prone to collapse under the smallest resistance. Your why must be more than a fleeting desire. It must be a vision so compelling that it pulls you forward even when your feet grow heavy. Whether it's the desire to break generational cycles, achieve spiritual enlightenment, or create a life of boundless freedom, your why becomes the compass that guides your every sacrifice. Imagine a sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble. Each strike of the chisel seems insignificant on its own, but over time, the vision locked within the stone begins to emerge. Your sacrifices, your choices, and your daily alignments are the chiseled strokes carving the masterpiece of your life. The compound effect isn't flashy. It doesn't seek instant gratification or grand displays. Its power lies in quiet, consistent repetition, the unglamorous work done away from applause and recognition. But when combined with a powerful why and a clear vision, it becomes unstoppable, creating results so profound that they seem miraculous to those who weren't paying attention to the small moments. If you have any questions, or if there's something you'd like clarified, leave a comment below. I personally read and respond to every single one. You must begin to perceive life through the lens of your desired self. In every situation, ask, how would my desired self think? How would they act? What would they believe? Where would they focus their attention? Your current self carries attachments, habits, and limitations that cannot pass into the world of your desired self. You must let them fall away. Mark 8:35 tells us, "For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me and for the gospel will save it." This is not about physical death, but the death of the false self, the self rooted in fear, doubt, and stagnation. A path emerges. Step 1. Identify the beliefs, habits, and emotional triggers tethered to your current self. Step 2. Ask if they align with your desired self. Step 3. In every moment of choice, pause. Filter your response through the lens of your desired self. Step 4. Repeat this process until it becomes your nature. Sacrifice is not a singular event. It is a ritual of the soul, repeated daily. Each day, you will be asked to trade your anger for peace, your fear for courage, your limitations for expansion. But at the threshold of every transformative act stands one undeniable gatekeeper: courage. Courage is the first and most vital step on the path to spiritual enlightenment. Without it, every other virtue remains locked away, inaccessible. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the willingness to face fear head-on, to step forward despite trembling hands and a racing heart. True courage isn't loud or dramatic. It's often quiet, a whisper in the dark telling you to take just one more step. On this path, you will be asked to face your deepest fears, the shadows that dwell within you, the parts of yourself you've avoided, denied, or buried under layers of distraction and illusion. These fears are not random. They are signposts, pointing directly at the barriers keeping you from your higher self. They guard the treasure you seek, and it is only by walking into their depths, eyes wide open, that you will uncover the light hidden within. Every spiritual journey begins with a moment of courage, the courage to question what you've been told, to look inward, to admit your flaws, and to surrender control. It takes courage to stand at the edge of the unknown and leap, knowing there are no guarantees, no safety nets, only faith in the process and trust in your inner light. But courage is not a one-time act. It must become a way of being. Each day you'll face moments that demand it, moments where you must choose between the comfort of your limitations and the discomfort of growth. Some fears will seem monumental, others small and petty. But every conquered fear strengthens the foundation of your courage, fortifying your spirit for the trials to come. Enlightenment is not found in escaping fear, but in transcending it. The fire of courage purifies your heart, burning away doubt, hesitation, and the remnants of the false self. It clears the path for clarity, resilience, and unwavering focus. So when fear arises, do not retreat, do not numb it, silence it, or flee from it. Face it. Ask it what it's trying to show you. Stand tall in the presence of your shadows, for they are the final veil between you and your true self. Courage is the sword that cuts through illusion, the light that pierces the darkness, and the key that unlocks every door on your spiritual path. With it, every fear becomes a doorway. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity, and every sacrifice becomes sacred. This is Seeker's Secrets, a sanctuary for those who walk the path of inner transformation. Here, we explore the profound, the subtle, and the sacred truths that guide us toward higher states of being. This is more than just a channel. It's a space for like-minded souls to grow, share, and ascend together. If you found value here, stay. Ask questions and share your thoughts. Together we seek and together we rise. The universe awaits your offering. Make it worthy.